Welcome to the PrinceOnyx Network.
Peace everybody, what's going on? Here's your good guy PrinceOnyx, back at it again with the back at it again. Whew, honestly, had to take a break from last week due to all of the, election scandal-esque drama and things of that nature. But now that that is done for the most part, which maybe I may make another video talking about that separately, let me go ahead and give back to the people, you guys, my audience. So, it has been brought to my attention by way of watching another content creator's video, shout out to the King of Reads, that Keke Palmer had tweeted a very controversial thing yesterday, because I'm recording this Tuesday. So she had tweeted this controversial thing basically stating, what if the EBT card could only work on quote-unquote healthy items, and of course little eye emojis looking off to the side. Of course the tweet is deleted now, but the internet, things live on forever and screenshots exist, which honestly, shout out to whoever invented that screenshot thing for the Androids and the iPhones, because somebody knew that people were going to mess up so bad, be it in relationships or friendships or celebrities, that it's like, hey, let's give people the option to have proof and haunt these people forever. But anyway. Anyways, but let's get to the meat of everything, shall we? So, of course, it brought on the topic of shaming poor people for, not having access to actual healthier options, as well as, fat shaming and not knowing that food doesn't exist. And see, my thing is with Keke Palmer, she is an Illinois resident, by way of Harvey, Illinois, which is a suburb out here that is further south, because I am in the city of Chicago. So as a fellow Illinoisan, I don't really know. Screw that. As a fellow Chicagoan, from one Chicagoan to the next, because just you're in the suburbs, but you still kind of close to the city. Anyway, as one fellow Chicagoan to the next, my thing is, why not give back to the community instead of bringing up the topic of, oh, what if the EBT? Look, here's the thing. People are going to use the EBT for whatever they see fit. If they want to have a seafood, boil, so be it. If they want to buy junk food or whatever the case, Lunchables, whatever, all this other GMO stuff, look, let them, because it's their money. They are, it's their money by way of the government. This, the whole system that is, first of all, this, why not question why does poverty exist? Why do food doesn't exist? Why not question that? Now see, I'm not here to beat up on her, and it's not because I'm a fan of hers, because I don't believe in idolizing celebrities, because here's the thing, you bleed just like me, you defecate and urinate, when you eat and you drink stuff exits your body just like mine's. Just because you're in a different tax bracket and you are well known and a public figure, see, I see past the Aquila and the Bee character that a lot of people idolize. That's who a lot of black people are holding on to, is that idea of who Keke Palmer portrayed, which when you think about it, wasn't Aquila and the Bee sort of like, middle class, low class, almost kind of, working class, whatever. I wouldn't say poor, because I'm really trying to remember the movie, but point is that like people hold on to that, as well as her character in the Tyler Perry movie and then in Barbershop. So people are holding on to these characters that she has played, but she's still a person like all of us, and she made a mistake that she is getting heavily criticized for, and people are just dragging her left and right and all this other stuff. The thing is, being that she is worth what, $7-8 million, whatever the case is, which people need to realize, just because somebody is worth that don't mean that is what is in their bank. There are a lot of celebrities who are worth X amount of dollars, and it doesn't match what's in their bank account. Now, I'm not trying to pocket check either, but in the case of Keke Palmer, instead of proposing the question about what if the card only worked for healthy stuff, let people buy what they're going to buy. People are eating to survive, unfortunately, because yes, a lot of people are not taught about nutrition and proper dieting and things like that, especially in the black community, which, a fun fact, a lot of people recently found out that back in the day, the reason why black people would always cook, don't do, medium rare or medium rare, whatever the case is, when it comes to steaks and stuff like that, for example, is because back in the day, they were given meats rather, that were past the expiration date. So in order to make sure that it was cooked all the way through, and then nothing, you didn't die of food poisoning, get sick and or die of food poisoning, because of the system, black people cooked it all the way through, so that there's no blood coming out of it. And nowadays people are like, oh, I like my stuff medium rare and da-da-da-da-da. Hey, whatever floats your boat and helps your stroke. That's what I always say, right? But yet again, it's like people have to really understand these systems have been set in place to keep black people in poverty. Now, is veganism or vegetarianism or pescatarianism or any other form of, different diets per se going to help us fight poverty, end poverty, and overall fight white supremacy? No, it is not. It never has been the answer to fighting white supremacy or ending poverty. No. It's more so about just, physically feeling better. For me, I do my best not to fat shame anybody. Just because I am built the way that I am built, skinny, thin, whatever, it doesn't mean that I am the pinnacle of health. There are plus size people who are vegans. There are plus size people who are vegetarians. And because of how their bodies are, you can eat as healthy as you want to and still somehow be the same size as you are, even if you're working out. And again, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a fitness trainer, whatever you want to call it. I'm none of the... Ooh, Jesus. Anyway, that was my phone. I am none of those things. But, common sense and just doing your research, you will find that, hey, there are people who, again, are plus size and they happen to be vegan or vegetarian, or they have been working out and they've gotten their bodies to look a certain way where they still keep their voluptuousness and curves and thickness or whatever the case is, because a lot of people do worry about that. Like, I have a close friend who's so worried about losing her curviness and this, that, and the third, when it's like, you can keep that. You just are molding your body a different way without having to go under the knife per se. Anywho, again, going back to Keke Palmer, again, she misspoke. People have to really stop idolizing these celebrities, and instead of her proposing this what if, really asks about why poverty exists. Why does it get to exist? Fight back against capitalism. Start redistributing your wealth. Instead of getting people to love the cops or have unity with police and all these systems that are once again put in place to hold black people back and hold back black people down, and only let a few get through that red line. Only let a few cross through the finish line. Only let a few get to have a seat at the table, the same table that the rest of us, including them, are being fed mere crumbs and scraps from. Which is why it is important for us to build our own table, but that's a whole nother conversation. Be that as it may, with Keke Palmer, I again misspoke, and for me, what, screw it, I'll just have to say this. Should I? No, screw it. Yeah, let me go ahead and make this a combination video. I was going to make this separate, but screw it. Now, when I was watching the King of Reeds video, and he made a comment about people who believe in crystals and, the moon and the ancestors and things like that, that comment came off to me as very rude and ignorant. And I say that because the same ignorance that people have towards fatness and fat phobia and fat people, he's quick to gather people about that. You're quick to gather people about that, but you're being really disrespectful to people who believe in, different spiritual forms of spirituality and not necessarily, organized religion, be it, Christianity, Catholicism, baptism, whatever else, Judaism, whatever else. You're really being an asshole, and I just really personally did not appreciate that. God damn, somebody's car alarm is really going off. Child. Anyway, I'm back. Like I was saying, me personally, because of my spirituality and spiritual practices, and as a supporter of King of Reeds, I did not really get behind that comment and that type of thinking. Not all of us are thinking like a Keke Palmer or a Summer Walker, which, these are celebrities. They're going to think how they think and put stuff out there into the ether to get a reaction. So when you're going at them and, making fun of people who believe in praying alternatively and different practices, it's like, yo, bro, you being mad disrespectful right now, and I'm going to need you to chill out, because that was uncalled for. That was uncalled for. And if you don't never come across this video or even see the comments that I left on your video, it's okay. Because you know what? Somebody like you, you're getting a little too big-headed if you ask me. You know, again, Keke Palmer was wrong for what she said, because the whole thing about healthy food, first of all, a lot of people don't know that milk from a cow is not necessarily healthy. It was literally being marketed in order to make money for farmers. Everything is always a marketing scheme. Just like with McDonald's coming out with a McPlant burger, a vegan option, knowing good and damn well that burger is about as toxic that burger is about as toxic as the regular quarter pounder, Big Mac, fish fillet, and all the other sandwiches that they serve you as food. Same goes for the Impossible Whopper and the Impossible Slider or whatever from White Castle and Burger King respectively. So, you know, it's all a marketing ploy. But if you really want to learn about nutrition, you can research it. Talk to a dietitian if you can, or if you know of somebody who can, you know, your doctor, if you have a doctor, primary care provider that can refer you to one, and learn about nutrition. Now, again, nobody is saying that switching and becoming vegan or whatever the case is, vegan or vegetarian, is going to somehow miraculously, you know, just, oh, it's going to end poverty, it's going to end, end white supremacy. No, nobody's saying that, idiot. Nobody's saying that. And I just take offense to it, because it's like, again, it was disrespectful to come at people who are of a different spirituality and spiritual practice. But again, this is coming from a guy who doesn't even believe in anything. So what do you expect? What do you expect? And it's amazing how far he has come and how far you have come in life. Yet you don't believe in anything. Well, clearly you believe in yourself, and that right there is a form of faith. Faith in self is something that a lot of people lack. Yet here you are with the platform that you have, and you're being ignorant to people who are different. Now again, both Summer Walker and Keke Palmer are wrong, and I will keep repeating that and sounding like a broken record until I get my point across. Okay? Okay? Because I'm speaking. So, with that being said, not much else to really say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this whole fiasco with the EBT cards and stuff like that, because, you know, I'll tell y'all this before I go. I remember one time I was in Walmart, right? And I was getting ready to check out, and there was a woman in front of me. She had, her cart was like stacked, like it was stacked mad. It was mad packed. Like it wasn't overflowing, thank goodness, but it was like stacked with so much. And I knew she was finna rack up to 1,000, almost maybe 2,000. And she had like, I think 3 or 4 kids with her, I'm trying to recall. And so as the total came out, it was 1,000 something, like I predicted. It had a comma in there, and she had EBT, the link card. So she used that, took care of the majority of the cost, and whatever else was left, she just paid off in cash. And when I saw that, regardless of what was in her cart, I wasn't mad, I wasn't shaming her, I wasn't like, you should be da-da-da-da-da-da-da, because I try to eat healthier myself per se, or as healthy as I can possibly eat, or be, because, just want to be, you want to feel good as far as your energy level and having that energy to do things that you always want to do, but because of what you eat, you're always feeling tired, you're always feeling this, your sleep patterns is off, this, that, and the third, you got to get on this pill, got to get on that pill, like, I can go on a whole little rant about that. But anyway, the point is, when I saw the woman, with the EBT card, and she was able to buy like all of those groceries for herself and her children, I, was saying to myself, damn, I wish I could have an EBT card. But because I have a job, and of course they loved these governmental assistant programs love to tell you that you make too much, even when in your mind, and you know that you don't, and looking at your check stub and seeing what you got to dedicate this money to this week or that week or whatever, depending on your pay frequency, you make too much. But yet people, it's like these systems are in place to keep people in poverty, because these people who are on link and are on government assistance, they know that the moment that they get a job and they make quote unquote too much, they get kicked off. You can't get no more Medicaid, you can't get no more food stamps, you can't get no more this, you can't get no more that, because you all of a sudden make too much. You make too much when, these the same systems that want you to do better, but they don't want you to do too. They want you to do good, but they don't want you to do too good, because then they'll feel like, oh, you don't need us anymore. You don't need us anymore. Are you kidding me? The way that inflation is hitting this country heavily, and groceries are costing practically a fortune, and people have to choose between eating or keeping a roof over their head. Are you kidding me? But this is the country, capitalism just globally, capitalism affects all of us, and is designed to keep people at the bottom. The people who are at the bottom is designed to keep them at the bottom, and the people at the top, that 1%, is designed to keep them there and protect them at all costs. Protect the 1%, but disregard the other 99% that the 1% is feeding off of and needs in order to sustain their lifestyles and their living space, their living situation. So again, yes, I am in agreement with everybody that Keke Palmer should instead ask about why does poverty exist, challenge these systems, and redistribute your wealth. In the same breath, I'm not going to tear her down. It's just, hey, that was the wrong message to put out there. That was the wrong thing to put out into the atmosphere. That was the wrong thing. It really was. And again, going back to my other point with the King of Reeds, putting this out into the ether, I do not have any ill intent or malice towards you. It's just that your comment about the whole crystals and moon and stuff like that, and people who are of a different spirituality, was mad ignorant and mad disrespectful, and it was uncalled for. Because the same way you don't like when people come for fatness and fat people, do not come for somebody because of what they believe in. It's not my fault that you don't believe in anything. That's on you. You don't even believe in science as far as I know. But that doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't. It doesn't make you a bad person, but just be mindful of the energy that you put out there. Please and thank you. Be mindful of that energy. Because it wasn't that long ago that a lot of the girls on Twitter literally ran you off of there for a while. And I was by your side because I'm a supporter of you. And I like to be neutral among all the content creators that I support. So if this one is beefing with that one or this one don't like that one, I don't give a about that. I watch everybody's content and, come to my own conclusion and my own opinions. But that comment was just uncalled for, and I'm going to need you to do your own research and stop being ignorant. You're better than that. Do better. With the big platform that you got, do better. Thank you. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is PrinceOnyx signing out. How do you feel about the comment with Keke Palmer? And I will most likely link the King of Reeds video in here. That way you can watch his video and hear what he said and, come to your own conclusion about, those comments as well. So, anyways, peace, sayonara, kudos, all of that good stuff. And I will see you guys later. Peace.
Welcome to the PrinceOnyx Network.
Oh, and a little PS. A little PS, by the way. Once again, I am definitely against rich people always being in poor folks' business and feeling like they have a right to say things, when oftentimes a lot of these rich people have cooking staffs, or they are, just now getting into these new diets and stuff like that, and they have access to it. Yes, healthier food definitely, or quote-unquote healthier food or whatever, or eating right per se, can be very expensive. I mean, recently I went to the grocery store. It cost about, because I didn't really buy too much, but it was enough to where my balance was like $108.91. And I was able to, because of me being able to still work and having the ability to work especially during a pandemic, I was able to, pay for it and not have to, use EBT, because unfortunately I don't qualify for it. And again, it's because I make too much, which it just sucks. Because I got kicked off of my health insurance a couple of years ago because of my job and them saying that I make too much. And it's like, not really, but okay, I'll let you get away with that lie. Either way, then this is directed towards both Keke Palmer as well as the King of Reeds, because it's like, as I think back, I had to think after I was recording. I had to think back to the video that he had put out after I was done recording. No, nobody's saying that, again, meditating and manifesting and using crystals or learning about new ways of, building good energy, positive energy, or eating right, or whatever the is going to help people with ending poverty or somehow erase and erode and eradicate white supremacy. No one is saying that at all. People are just saying or having a conversation about health, especially in America, where America will try to tell you, people around the world, that we are number one in everything. And you know what? We are number one in some things, like obesity, for a matter of fact. Obesity should not exist. It shouldn't. And again, I'm not saying that because people need to be like me, thin or whatever, or built like me, or whatever the case is, that's the pinnacle of health. No. But obesity should not fucking exist. It should not exist. That's the point. It should not exist because it is causing more harm than good. There should be no reason why our people are dying at such young ages, or they're getting diagnosed with diabetes, or high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, or things like that. Having to have a foot amputated, or having to have an arm amputated. There should be no reason. Like, insulin is so expensive. I have a grandmother who is on insulin, and just knowing that. And I have a friend who is also diabetic. I have two friends that are diabetic. And currently my mom is dealing with some health problems. And she has to use a walker, switch between a walker and a cane to walk. So, you know what, King Reed's Mr. Justin, you don't get it. You don't get it at all. And since you're always about having conversations, let's you and me have a conversation. You can hit me up on the DMs. We can even go live on Instagram together or on Periscope. We can have a conversation. Let's try to educate one another, because for one, I don't believe in cancel culture. I'm not canceling you. I'm not canceling Keke Palmer, because cancel culture is idiotic and it does not allow for free thought. The right to still have a thought and be a free thinking, and their divergent thinking and other patterns and other things like that. Again, Keke Palmer's opinion is like an asshole. Everybody has one and it stinks. She had a shitty opinion. And she tried to, she tried to rectify it, and she failed, of course. And I see a lot of people calling her annoying and this, that, and the third. It's like, child, please. When somebody shows you the real them or whatever, they show you the authentic them, that they don't really have a sense of connection. They can't really relate. Keke Palmer can't relate to a PrinceOnyx or a King of Reeds or a whomever. She can't relate to us. Just because she's black, that's where it stops. The relatability stops right there. And even then, she is black, but she's in a space where I can't even describe it, but it's just like she's in a different space from us. And again, she misspoke. And if she really did care about the health of others, then you know what would be a great idea? How about you open up some organic or alternative or healthy grocery stores where EBT can be used, and that the groceries are enough for people who want to try to eat something different and help any ailments that they have, or help them to not just feel better because it's going to end poverty or end white supremacy. And I keep bringing that up because that's what you seem to think that people are saying when they're saying that, when that's not the case at all. How are you that dumb that you have such a big platform, and yet you're that dumb and insensitive to other people, but yet you want everybody to be sensitive to you? That's ignorant. That's intolerant. And that's not okay. That's not okay at all. The same way that somebody will say something about fatness, you will lighten to them like the 4th of July. But yet and still, here you are again insulting the whole entire community of people. It's the spirituality it's the disrespect for the spiritualist community for me. It's the disrespect towards people like me, for that matter. And what we're not going to do is tread into some territory that you need not tread into. Because again, like I said earlier, you the same one that got ran off of Twitter a while ago. And don't think that the girls won't gather your ass again and get you to scurry on away back into your little cave. Don't think. And again, I'm not trying to start beef with you. I ain't trying to start shit with you. But bitch, if you want to go there, we can go there. But we not, because I have enough goof about myself to get your ass together, but also still support you in the same breath. You're not above reproach, just like I'm not. Understand that. Now, ride out on that.
Be careful who you laugh and joke at because of their situations, because you might find yourself in that same situation. That's just the way God works.
Welcome to the PrinceOnyx Network.